Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Fans and More product spotlight brought to you by Oxygen Lighting. Throughout 2020, Oxygen launched an array of exciting new products and expansions, but one in particular has proven to be a big hit. As you already know, I'm talking about the Fleet, one of my top favorite new fans from any manufacturer this past year. Your first impression might be that this fan looks like a bunch of others that are currently on the market right now, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. This concept is very mainstream these days. Almost every manufacturer has this type of fan in their product line by now. Oxygen, however, took a number of departures to really put their own character into it, and those details are what make the Fleet unlike all of the other options. There's a lot to cover, so let's dive into the technical details. Initially, the Fleet was available only as a 72-inch fan, but this past fall, a 56-inch model was added to the lineup, increasing the flexibility and potential applications for the model. Both sizes are available in 4 finish combinations: satin nickel with silver blades, black with weathered gray blades, aged brass with black blades, and new for this year, white with white blades. This option also includes brass blade hardware to mix and match as desired. Today I'm showing my personal favorite, the 72-inch model in aged brass with black blades. All blade finishes are done in ABS to stand up to moisture, and the fan itself is damp rated for use anywhere indoors or outdoors in a covered application. Inside the fan is an energy efficient DC motor. Paired with a 13-degree blade pitch, Fleet moves 9,280 cubic feet of air per minute at high speed. If you're following the new Energy Guide standard of average airflow, the listing is 7,087 cubic feet of air per minute. Not surprisingly, these numbers fall right in line with many of the most comparable designs on the market. This type of fan seems very hard to mess up in terms of airflow. They all achieve a great number within range of 10,000 CFM, so it mostly comes down to the design details and finishes offered when making a product selection. Oxygen offers some very different options within that realm, which I'll point out and cover as I come to them throughout the video. Included is a handheld remote control which operates the 6 fan speeds, reverse setting, and optional light kit functions. An included cradle allows you to mount the remote at any location desired. A permanent wall control is also available for separate purchase should you require it for your installation. I should add that there was mention of this fan being smart capable somewhere down the line, a first for the Oxygen brand. While this is not currently an option with Oxygen, the new Era canopy mount receiver makes for a super simple swap out should that become the upgrade method of choice in the future. A 6-inch downrod is included for installation on most standard ceiling heights, and extension downrods are available for separate purchase. Fleet has 2 optional LED light kits available, one with an open cage design which has a bit of modern nautical to industrial influence, and the second option added this fall, which offers the more sleek and minimal integrated look more typical to this style of fan. Both are really excellent options that totally transform the look of the fan in different ways. Having the option to attach different accessory light kits is one of the main details that makes this fan different from all the rest. With this approach, Oxygen has introduced the ability to shift the Fleet into different design aesthetics through new light kit introductions, while the fan itself remains simple, flexible, and timelessly relevant. This is an excellent way to get longevity out of the model, yet still be adaptable with today's ever-changing decor trends. I've set the fan to low speed and it's stirring a really good amount of air. Fans larger than around 60 inches in size are always a little bit harder to gauge within my space since they're rather oversized and hang lower than would be typical. Sometimes low speed feels excessive here, other times it feels hindered by the space. In the proper installation, I think the airflow delivered would be an appropriate low speed. Considering the damp rating, it's also a solid airflow that would remain functional in a more open air installation. I am always a stickler for a great aesthetic low speed. This fan's control system has been upgraded beyond the basic DC electronics of years past, but the speeds are still pretty typical of what we've seen with DC for the past decade. Very few manufacturers currently meet my exacting standards of speed control in their DC fans, and essentially all of them could be further enhanced. It's not something that I fault any brand or product for because it is a very specific set of personal preferences, and I realize that perfection doesn't happen overnight. DC is a constant work in progress to make it the best that it can be. Another thing to consider is, the more blades a fan has, the faster it appears to spin just at the visual level. This makes it harder for the 7, 8, 10 blade fans, for example, to achieve the look that I want in a low speed, even though the actual RPMs may be close to falling in line with other products where I did like the low speed. I think this is just an indication that there needs to be some further development on optimizing control systems to different types of designs in order to achieve ultimate control. We have seen some products like this starting to creep into the marketplace, so I am hoping that all DC products will get there someday. Oxygen has quickly moved up as one of my favorites for quality and design. Adding increased speed control capabilities would catapult them into my elite top tier of best new products. Now I've moved to high speed, and I'm going to keep it pretty brief here because it's incredibly straightforward. Nearly 10,000 CFM speaks for itself, really good performance. This particular style of fan in the 72-inch range falls into a really good size to airflow ratio, perfect for great rooms or outdoor spaces. You get the air delivery necessary for those environments, and the scale helps fill out the visual space more than what was possible with smaller fans in the past. A major advantage to fans with more blades is super smooth, quiet airflow even at high speed. The Fleet's blades have a very specific curvature to them, which I think contributes to its particular quiet nature. With this shape, there's not a lot of slicing motion happening through the air to cause excessive wind noise. It's a very pleasant fan to have on at any speed, which I think speaks volumes about how it was designed. I'm going to move down to a medium speed to get into my favorite visual details. The first images released of this fan were of the black model with weathered blades, and I was already in love with it, but when I got to Lightovation and discovered that they'd done the brass motor, it became an instant top favorite for the year. Despite this concept being popular across brands, nobody had yet taken the leap on brass. I think a fan with such presence as this was absolutely begging for it. A bold statement was made even bolder, and yet this fan still feels subtle. Most other designs have leaned into the stronger industrial essence, since the commercial HVLS market is where they drew original inspiration from, but now we're starting to see the next evolution of the concept. Make no mistake, the other finishes offered can bring that more industrial chic or masculine presence, but the brass motor has opened this type of fan up to a new base of customers who may not have considered it before. Compared to some of the other designs available, Fleet has a smaller motor housing that feels more minimal, and the taper of the blade adds a bit of softness and elegance. Simple blade hardware completes the look while adding a little pop of contrast against the black blade. Typically, fans like this run on the weightier side of new products. They have a lot of long blades, typically made out of heavier products like metal or plastic, so it just comes with the territory. With proper mounting, as should be used for any ceiling fan installation, that doesn't really present any sort of a problem. However, by contrast, I just had to mention that the Fleet is a surprisingly lightweight design. Behind the scenes of these videos, I move fans in and out of my studio space multiple times in order to record different portions on different days. As often as possible, I move them fully assembled to a temporary hanging location off camera to save on reinstallation time. This fan is one of the larger that I've had to move, but it was also a breeze to work with. This detail fully doesn't matter to anybody else for the same reason, but it's something that stood out to me because I always dread having to move a fan like this. A more relevant point is that most fan-rated braces and boxes should have no problem supporting it. Some large fans these days are getting back up into heftier weights, and in some cases might warrant an upgrade to the box or brace. As always, have a qualified electrician assess the situation if in doubt, but I was so impressed that so much quality, scale, and design could be put into such a lightweight package. It's really a home run for me. This fan is so incredibly current, but has a timeless appeal. That's always something that speaks to me in a new product. Trendy designs are cool, but it's always nice to find something that will stand up to those exact trends and continue to evolve with changing styles through the years. Now it's time for you to enjoy a few closer details of the Fleet, and I'll be right back to close out the video. Oxygen's current line of ceiling fans is still very new, but they've quickly set high product standards. In my experience, this is nothing new for the brand. I've used Oxygen's lighting products in real applications, choosing them for the beautiful build quality, flawless finishes, and pure level of function. Fleet keeps right in line with this track record of attention to every detail, checking off the boxes for everything that I've come to expect with Oxygen. This product line represents the true junction of form and function, a vision that I've deeply connected with and found super refreshing. They always put their own spin on products, so you know it's going to be a unique statement for any design. A huge thank you to Oxygen Lighting for partnering with me and making this video possible. Be sure to check out the description below to find links on where you can follow Oxygen's accounts all across social media, or find a local Oxygen dealer. You can also purchase select Fleet products through my Amazon product recommendations page, which is also linked below. Subscribe and ring the notification bell before you leave to get updates on all of my new videos. We are just entering a great new year of product releases. Thank you all for watching today, and I will see you next time. Click left to watch another Oxygen product, or click right for my entire playlist featuring Quorum International and Oxygen Lighting.